When someone mentions going to the fair, you probably think funnel cakes, cotton candy, and turkey legs. But no, not that type of fair. I'm talking about a mental health fair. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm planning a school-wide mental health fair, and in this video, I'm going to show you 7 low-maintenance activities that you can do for your school to increase mental health awareness for your students and your families. In this video, I'm going to share the booth idea and the resources and materials that you need in order to run it. So the general idea of the mental health fair is staff are going to stay after school. They're going to share very easy activities that students and families can do to take care of themselves and their mental health. This is an easy idea for a station because you can teach students a positive coping skill to take care of their mental health, help them decrease stress, and relax. The main idea is that students and families are going to walk away with a deep breathing exercise that they can do at home or at school or wherever they need to. So I'm going to share 2 resources that you can use for deep breathing. One is free and one is low cost. The free idea involves you going to copingskillsforkids.com and signing up for their newsletter, and they're going to send you some coping skill printables that you can use, including star breathing, square breathing, lazy 8 breathing, and triangle breathing. They're really simple, they're fun, and you can print these off and send them home with your families and students. I also use Carol Miller's The Mindful Breathing posters, and you can find those on teacherspayteachers.com for about $5. Deep breathing is excellent because it teaches our students how to regulate their emotions so that they can calm down and make better choices. Set up a gratitude station. In this booth, you can teach students the importance of showing gratitude and how it connects to our mental health. Showing gratitude improves our self-esteem. It helps us to be more compassionate to ourselves and other people. This activity is called A to Z Gratitude List. Each student will list things that they are grateful for using each letter of the alphabet. So for example, the letter A, I'm grateful for airplanes because I love to travel. And it's time for a vacation. Thankfully, we have a 4-day weekend coming up pretty soon. Activity number 3 is where you can set up like a craft station. You have 1 of 2 ideas that you can share. For one, you can do calm down jars. Calm down jars are pretty easy to make and they're inexpensive, but it depends on what kind of budget you have from your school. The materials you'll need are mason jars or plastic bottles. You need some glue, glitter, and warm water. The students can make this calm down jar, and anytime they're feeling stress or any heavy emotion, they can shake up the bottle and watch the glitter settle and just calm down and do some deep breathing. You can watch any YouTube video to get an example of how they're done and what they're gonna look like at the end. So let's say you don't have a big budget at your school to make calm down jars. An inexpensive alternative is to make stress balls. This is really simple because all it requires is flour and balloons. So you get some balloons, have students blow them up, put flour in them, and then tie them up. And then they just make their own stress balls. Warning though, these are pretty messy, so you have to encourage your students not to throw them. You can set up a booth to help students reduce testing anxiety. I don't know about you all, but our state test is right around the corner. And so those students are feeling the pressure, and even the staff too, honestly. And so you can teach really simple test taking skills, or you can do an activity that I like to call mindful alien breathing. In this activity, you choose a small piece of candy like chocolate, lifesavers, or mints. You have your students pretend like they are an alien and they've never seen or had candy before. So this activity involves our 5 senses, and you have the student observe the candy, so have them look at it and describe it, put it up to their ear and ask them, does it have a sound? Have them feel around it and see what kind of texture it has. Then have them put it in their mouth and taste it, but instruct them not to eat it immediately. So have them place the candy on their tongue, let it sit there for a moment, and have them describe what it feels like. You can find this activity on trailstowellness.org, and it's free. And don't worry, because I'm going to drop a link in the description below for all the resources and materials that I've used. Teach them yoga or some type of exercise. This activity involves a large space like a cafeteria or a gym or even a classroom that doesn't have desks in it. But you teach our students how to do some type of physical activity to help them with their mental health. You can go to YouTube and search for Yoga for Kids videos and easily do one of those. Or you can go to Five Below. They had this book called Yoga for Kids, Simple First Steps for Yoga and Mindfulness, and it was a great book that has a lot of different activities that you can do. But again, the easy thing is just going to YouTube, and it's free. Yoga and exercise are great for our mental and our physical health because they can help us release stress. Yoga also helps improve our quality of breathing and respiration, and it helps with balance. So if you're clumsy like me, yoga will help you to be more balanced. have a station for positive affirmations. Our students face so much negativity coming from all angles, whether it's at school with other students, social media, and comparing themselves to other people, imposter syndrome. All those things combined can really lower our self-esteem. So we teach our students to use positive affirmations to start off their day the right way. You can go to Teachers Pay Teachers and search Pathway to Success. She has a really great positive affirmation resource with about 100 different positive affirmations. So I know that may seem like a lot, but the way I use it is I print it off, I give students a highlighter, and I set some calming music in the background and tell them to highlight 10 positive affirmations that really resonate with them. Then after they've highlighted those 10, I have them reduce it to 5. And I want them to place this somewhere that they can see it, like on their mirror or on their dresser or nightstand at home, and I want them to reflect back on this. I tell them to look in the mirror, say these out loud, and think them in their head throughout the day anytime they hear negative thoughts or doubt themselves. Set up a coloring station. So you can go online and find some mindfulness mandalas, print those off, have some color pencils, crayons, or markers, and let students color. Play some soft music in the background. Coloring in art is a really great coping skill because it allows us to focus on our creativity. You can find some free mandalas online, or you can go to Five Below and they have color books full of pages and make copies of it, whichever you want to do. Comment below, what's your favorite coping skill to either do or teach? If this video was helpful to you, I need you to do 3 things. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that bell notification so you're aware when I post new videos. I've done a couple videos on deep breathing and helping students calm down, so I'm going to post one right here, and I would love for you to check that video out if you want some more ideas.